I was 16 when I got pregnant with Ellie and 17 when I had her, and I started attending the teen parent program when I was 3 months pregnant. I came out as gay to my family just the end of last year, and that was a big thing. I had a year-long relationship that was mentally and emotionally abusive, and I really leaned on my friends at TAPS to help with overcoming that. My daughter is 2, her name's Ellie, and her favorite thing is singing nursery rhymes. She likes Itsy Bitsy Spider and Wheels on the Bus. Ellie's in daycare 5 days a week, and I work full-time. I want to go to college after high school and do business. My end goal is to open up a food truck. I want to do burritos. They sell. I'm gonna be successful, and I'm gonna be a good mom, and I'm gonna raise a good kid. And being a teen mom or being gay isn't going to stop me from doing that.
I'm a right-sided hemiplegic, and I first got involved in the world of parasport when I was probably 11 years old. Made my first Paralympic Games team in 2008, and then again 4 years later at 18 for London 2012. I've always had aspirations to be a nurse, specifically obstetrical or neonatal. My story began in the delivery room. That's where my injury happened, and so that for me has always resonated. I want to go back and somehow hopefully I can prevent another newborn or an infant from having any sort of injury at birth. It's okay to fail. Actually, it's important to fail. I think that's the way you learn. That's the way I've learned. I climbed up the ladder of athletics very, very quickly, but I also fell from it very quickly. People tend to shy away from the fact that there is going to be bumps in the roads. I want people to recognize that that's human, to have failures, but to not let them control who you are and what you do going forward.
I was diagnosed with ADD and Asperger's in my early 20s, and I didn't have any support. And because there just weren't any services, I started running just free support groups for people with ADD at first. And then, more and more people just wanted more personalized support, and so then we just grew bigger and bigger. What we want to eventually be doing is going into communities that have poverty but still have access to the internet, and teaching them how to get their expertise and put it into a video course, something that other people can buy and make use of and that kind of stuff. We want to teach those communities how to do it and how to teach each other to do it, and then we go to other communities. I think one of the things that my Asperger's helps me see is that everybody has something they're brilliant at. Until I was about 22, I thought I was horrible at everything. But once I finally realized my passion, now I see that in others. There's actually something I designed called the life path equation at the center that we do. You can do it in like an hour. And just looking at things that you're good at, things you're praised about, things you love doing, and then we do a bit of a brainstorm for what fits, and then we usually by the end of it find something that works really, really well, and they're like, oh my God, that is my life purpose.
I actually came to the University of Guelph to go to vet school. Unfortunately, went through a lot of health issues as a grand mal epileptic, and when I came to university, I got debarred after my first year. And I was famous on campus for seizuring and clearing exams in academic spaces. I was struggling, and I was 55 pounds overweight, so this athlete I used to be kind of disappeared for me. I met a wonderful woman who is a woman of distinction. She saw something in me that I think I didn't see in myself at the time. So she invited me to a fitness class, and I just had that moment. One, I was like, okay, this woman makes me feel I can do anything. And then two, I thought that's who I need to be. I feel like the fact that I had to struggle through those adversities really taught me about resiliency. You know, you have to fight for what you want. You can't stand around and wait for life to happen to you, and you have to create your own destiny. You have to commit, and you have to be dedicated, and you have to do the work through the days when you don't want to.
Sunrise is a therapeutic riding program. Very many years ago, when we came to Canada, my husband was diagnosed with cancer 18 months after we got here, and 18 months later he was gone. We had no family in Canada, but great community support. And we happened to have 2 borrowed ponies at the time that my children were using. And I noticed how these animals connected with the children and they with them. That was how Sunrise started. It's therapy on horseback. Those on the autism spectrum, physical disabilities, learning disabilities, Down syndrome, you name it. So it's fun, and they don't realize that they're benefiting from it as they're riding. And to see their development where they have an assistant like a personal support worker, and then they transition to the fact that they can manage just with maybe a little bit of support and not somebody one-on-one. We've seen say the first word on the back of a horse. Because they wanted their horse to move forward, they've said walk on, and the horse has moved and they've got a grin on their face. So Yeah.
Stay on your path and what you want to do and keep going with what you want.
Girls compete against other girls, but women empower other women.
Do something that you just love doing in your spare time and put it out there, because none of us feel like experts. You're an expert in something.
If you're going to do something, do it when you're young, when you've got lots of energy, and when you're really busy, because busy people are the ones that get involved and can have a real impact on their community.